What would you do if you had all the power? What if you were emperor of the world? What would you do? I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer that everybody would want to hear. I could go into my story, my life, my experiences with God. Some would want to hear it, and some wouldn't. So what would I do? What would I do with the world that I see around me? There's so much pain. There's so much suffering and depression, anxiety. People are meted up, turned into zombies, or working a 9-to-5 that they hate, going home and bringing that hate into their families. The weight of the world on their shoulders. The trauma that they experienced growing up undealt with and running amok unchecked. Ready to repeat the cycle within the family. That's what's happening. We're a traumatized people living in extreme comfort, and we've grown so accustomed to sweeping things under the rug because that's the easier thing to do. So that's what we've done with the political system. It's what we do with our lives. The evil that is around us is easier not to talk about. It's easier to sweep it under the rug. We don't want to talk about the corruption on both sides of the aisle. We don't want to talk about the human trafficking that's $10 billion a year. When did it start? I'm 29 years old. Is it longer? I'd like to sit here and complain about my job or what my future holds, but how many people are literally crying out in the darkness for somebody to save them? Whether they're trafficked, addicted to drugs, living on the streets, billions of dollars passing to country from pocket to pocket, not helping any single one of them. So what could I do? I would stop lying to start. I would stop looking at the person with different beliefs like they're the enemy. How many times in our lives are we just wrong? Maybe the thing you believe in most could be wrong. Maybe the people that you voted for could be wrong. What would be the harm in rethinking that maybe everybody we vote for is no different than a Hollywood actor putting on a display, riling up your emotions, saying exactly what you want to hear, but they're just freeing themselves. I don't think there'd be anything that I could do. It takes so many individual decisions to see change, to see a body, a country that is sick, to come into healing. The head is sick, the arms and legs are sick. But I don't believe it is all that bad. We don't have to look too far back in history to see that movements can be peaceful, that movements can carry a lot of power and inspire a lot of hope. But they had to be unafraid to experience pain. They had to be unafraid to be uncomfortable, to be unafraid to go against what everybody's saying and labeling them, They walk tall. They let the arrows hit them and they keep on marching. How many times now does one arrow hit us and we turn around and quit? It's so easy to look into the abyss and then go, it's completely hopeless, right? I'm just not going to care anymore. So we either don't care, or we're too much in despair, or we just don't agree with the other side because of this moralistic squabbling that we do. Endless and endless and endless war. I remember growing up and thinking that we were always the good guys, and I don't believe that people in military now are bad. I just think that we just don't know what's going on anymore. But we've been in 20+ year wars. It can't be working. Too many times have I read that we are the ones responsible for creating the evil that we're fighting. It's literally a war cinema. And we're all the actors in it. I don't want to suggest that anybody who served is doing something bad. I would just hope that they could make a stand and say, we're not going to do this anymore. Not for violence sake, but for freedom's sake. We're not going to kill one more person until we're given answers to what's really going on, to what we're really fighting for. Yeah, in my heart, in their hearts, I know they fight for freedom, but are they really? I would want them to have the knowledge, the real goings on of what they're doing, what they're training for, what they're protecting. I know they have real things in their hearts. But there's despicable people that are behind what they're doing with their only agenda to improve their wealth and maintain power and control over us. And what happened to them to make them get into a position of power where they would want to control and dominate and not help anybody? I'd like to think that I could gain power myself and then I would be able to do something, but then if I became that powerful, how evil would I become? How cold-hearted would I be? Everybody has value. But we gotta get ready to be uncomfortable, because if we want to come out of this, we gotta start working at what's in the core of our souls that's making us hate each other. It has to stop, because the people in power, they lie, they'll never fulfill their promises. They never have and they never will. How many cycles do we have to keep going through? How many cycles of censorship, of depravity, do we have to witness? We're so consumed with picking a winning side that we cast out anything from our minds and our consciousness that we know doesn't add up. I know if you look into the world, there's something about it that's just not right. That's because evil is real, and evil is dominating. But darkness only has power when light is not shown on it. The second it's talked about, the second you put a light on it, all of its power goes away. We can't be afraid that maybe we live in a dark time and maybe some real sick evil is at the head of it. It doesn't have to be some conspiracy theory. It could just be something that we just turn on the light to. And I think if that happened, we'd really get somewhere.